So it looks like Anthropic ended up giving us another model before Sonnet 5, and I'm sorry about whatever had happened. But honestly, I'm not complaining because Anthropic has officially released Claude Opus 4.6, their smartest model yet. And this is an upgraded Opus model that plans more carefully, sustains agentic tasks for longer, operates more reliably in massive codebases, and even catches its own mistakes. But the biggest new addition is the 1 million token context window, which is absolutely wild. What really makes Opus 4.6 different, though, is that it is not just for code anymore. Anthropic is clearly positioning this model for everyday knowledge work too. Things like financial analysis, researching, modeling, and creating or working with documents, spreadsheets, and presentations. Now, in terms of benchmarks, the Opus 4.6 is straight up state of the art across several evaluations. With agentic coding, it has gotten a lot better. It is better at multidiscipline reasoning, knowledge work, and agentic search. It also is a new state of the art on Arc AGI 2, scoring a 68.8%, which is a pretty big deal. And honestly, you can feel it because the Opus 4.6 just noticeably is better at reasoning. Now, in terms of benchmarks, this is a model that is ranked currently number one on the Terminal Bench 2.0 for agentic coding. It is something that also leads on humanities last exam for complex multidisciplinary reasoning. Now, on the GDP Evol, it is also something that does quite well in terms of its performance in comparison to something like GPT 5.2 and Gemini 3 Pro. And it has gotten a better score in terms of its ELO in comparison to the GPT 5.2 by 144, which is pretty impressive. Now, its best performance is definitely with its agentic search, where on browser comp, it is something that records the best performance for finding hard to locate information. And here's where things actually get pretty interesting. With the Opus 4.6, Claude excels in Excel even better now because it can handle longer running and harder tasks with much better performance due to the larger context and its new agentic capabilities. It can plan before acting, support richer features like conditional formatting and data validation, and even handles multi-step changes in one pass. Same story with Claude in PowerPoint. So you can clearly see that Anthropic is pivoting hard towards agentic non-coding workflows as well. And on top of that, Claude Code just got a huge update with the introduction of agent teams, which is honestly pretty impressive because you can now basically deploy agent swarms, multiple agents working in parallel to coordinate and tackle complex tasks together. Now, going back to pricing, the Opus 4.6 is listed at the same price as Opus 4.5, $5 per 1 million input tokens and $25 per 1 million output tokens. It's pretty expensive, but you get the best output from this model. The model also has a knowledge cutoff of May 2025. And an important note that I want to mention is that the 1 million context window is currently in beta and it is premium price beyond the 200K tokens. So not everyone will be able to use the full thing just yet. Now, my honest take about this model is that if your work involves serious coding, agents, deep research, or high stake knowledge tasks, or working with just implementation plans, this is the model that you would want to work with. It is pretty expensive, but you can obviously use the Sonnet for lighter tasks or more casual use. So if you use these two models as a combination, you should be able to get the best output. But if you're pushing towards real autonomous work or what some people are calling vibe working, then you would want to use the Opus 4.6 for high quality, low supervision AI output. Something cool that I want to mention for Claude subscribers is that you can claim a free $50 credit. And this is something for testing the Claude Opus 4.6 within the usage settings. And this is where you can easily click the claim button to get this credit. Now, if you're looking to try out this model, currently you cannot within the Claude AI chatbot. You will need to actually upgrade to access the Opus 4.6. But if you want to use the API, you can do so. If you're looking for a free way to access this model, you can use Alamarina, which has been rebranded to Arena, where you can select the Opus 4.6 thinking mode and you can essentially generate anything you'd like over here to test out this model. You can also access another API through a provider like OpenRouter or Kilo Code completely for free, where you can use a $25 credit from Kilo to access this model as an API. If you want to build faster with AI, I send my exact tools, workflows, and prompts in my free newsletter with the link in the description below, which you can subscribe completely for free. Now, just take a look at this output because this is just truly incredible. This is where someone had actually one-shotted a Minecraft clone, and it is truly incredible with the Opus 4.6 with the multi-team feature within Claude Code. It was something that fully coded out all the functionalities of the Minecraft game where you have multiple terrains, you have functional dynamic movement, you have the ability to place down different sorts of blocks, break them, and much more. And this just showcases the overall generation output from this model. Now, here's a pretty cool demo that was sent in to the Opus 4.6 to test it on writing a Python simulation that visualizes a one-way street with a traffic light and randomly having cars arrive at that light. And you can see that it was able to perfect this generation, this Python script, which focuses on showcasing the demonstration of a one-way traffic simulation. And you can see that it does a great job with it in terms of all of the total cars spawned, passing through, and just showcases its agentic capabilities in outputting Python code. Now, I will say the front end code for this model has gotten a lot better as well. You can see that there's new elements that have been added to its UX designing, where it is able to output some pretty good generations for front end code in terms of requesting it to generate a landing page. Now, in this generation, the Opus 4.6 was requested to create a simulation of the solar system, and it did a great job with its long context to fully code out all the components of our solar system with dynamic animations for each planet. You have descriptions for each of them. And what's even nice is that it codes out the moons for each of these individual planets, which is insane. One thing I noticed is that the speed of this model is a lot better than what I previously saw with the Opus 4.5, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't reason as long as it did previously. Not saying that the quality of reasoning is bad, but it is faster with its reasoning process. Another thing I noticed is that when it comes to debugging, this model does really good now with its new larger context. It's able to process large code bases much easier and better than before. In this next prompt within the arena, I was able to request the Opus 4.6, the extended thinking mode, to generate an SVG of a butterfly. And in terms of SVG code generation, this model does a really great job. And I didn't even request it to animate it. It was able to do a better job by adding these external features to make this even better. And it even did a faster job than the Grok 4.1 thinking, which is still generating the code. Now, next is where I had requested to create an SVG code of a painting. And this is something that I didn't really expect the Opus 4.6 outputting. This is a remarkable generation of this animated painting. You have butterflies moving around, you have the flowers moving as well, and you have ambient features of this painting being outputted and animated, which is great. It reasoned quite well, but in comparison to something like 4.6, this is the output. So you can see there's levels to this type of stuff. Now, here is this next test that uses long running game environments as a stand in for real world agent work, because this is something that forces an AI to plan ahead, manage resources, optimize multiple goals, and stay consistent over many steps instead of just solving a short prompt. This is where someone had raised Opus 4.6 against the Opus 4.5 in the setup, and the Opus 4.6 clearly behaved more strategically. It took longer with its upfront planning. It trained multiple skills at once by burying bones during combat, cleaned up the inventory, and it is something that did all of these steps efficiently, which showcases that the Opus 4.6 acts more deliberately and strategically than the Opus 4.5. And the small test showcases how much better the implementation process with this 4.6 model is. Now, within Kilo Code, I had requested the AI agent to create this front end for a landing page, and it did a remarkable job with this output. And surprisingly, it did it pretty cheap. So in this case, it spent 82 cents, well, relatively cheap. And the quality of output is just incredible here because you can see that the typography, the elements of this front end are beautifully organized and constructed to fit this landing page. So in essence, it did do a great job in creating this minimalistic landing page for us. Now within Kilo Code, I had requested the AI agent to create this front end for a landing page, and it did a remarkable job with this output. And surprisingly, it did it pretty cheap. So in this case, it spent 82 cents, well, relatively cheap. And the quality of output is just incredible here because you can see that the typography, the elements of this front end are beautifully organized and constructed to fit this landing page. So in essence, it did do a great job in creating this minimalistic landing page for us. Now, this is just insane. This is where someone had created a Pokemon clone with the 4.6, and all of the functions of this game are actually working where you can move around. There's a story behind it, and this is something that was one shotted. Obviously, one shot generations aren't like anything impressive, but the fact that you have all of these components that have been outputted with this large context is just incredible. Like the ability to battle with multiple Pokemons, to walk around, animations, and sound. This is where someone had actually created a flight sim, but I guess this isn't actually a real flight sim that was generated by the Opus 4.5 only because it did use the new GPT 5.3 to generate the implementation plan that the Opus had created. And you can see that the GPT or 5.3 has gotten a huge update in terms of its code capabilities because it did do a great job in implementing this overall process. I'll be honest, this is where I created a browser-based OS with the Opus 4.6 without thinking enabled. And this is where I told it to replicate the Mac OS operating system. And in this case, it did do a decent job, not the best. I truly believe that other models have done a better job with the interface, but in terms of the functionality, you do see that all of these things actually work. The overall coded out applications are remarkable on its own, which is great, but in terms of the design, that's the only thing that lacks with this generation. But in terms of everything else, you do have certain things that are great. You have a light and dark theme that actually works, which is nice. You can change the wallpapers. And overall, a lot of the dynamics of this operating system are functional. But that's basically it, guys, for today's video on the Opus 4.6. This is a really nice upgrade. It is a lot smarter than the previous Opus 4.5, and it is only going to keep on getting better from here. Now, this model does exceptionally well with its agentic capabilities, whether that's related to coding or related to having agentic AI agents within day-to-day apps, like within your spreadsheet or PowerPoint. There's a lot more to this, so I highly recommend that you take a look at this with the links in the description below. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and got some sort of value. I'll leave all these links in the description below. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the second channel, join the newsletter, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.